Hi guys, so today we will do this question which is given an integer array nums. We have to return an array answer such that answer I is equal to product of all the elements of numbers except the specific number on that index. So the main point of this question is that we don't have to use a division operation, right? So for example, if the number is 1 2 3 4 is an array, we have to give an output in such a way that if you see in the 0th index we have 4 into 3 into 2 is 24. In this it's 4 into 3, so the 2 is not included in the product. Similarly, in this particular we have 4 into 2 and 3 is not included, and in this 4 is not included, so 3 into 2 into 1, right? So this is the question. Let's see how can we solve it in the whiteboard. So consider we have 1 2 3 4. This is the array that we have, right? So the basic strategy to solve this question is to use something which is called as prefix and postfix method. And a very simple way to think about this is, in the prefix method, what we will do is we will try to create an array uh, in such a way that we store the index in this array of product of element before that position. So for example, for this one we'll just put as it is because there is nothing before this. For this position we have to find product of all the elements before this. So for before this is just 1, so we'll just put 1. In this one we have to find product before this particular position. So before this position we have 2 into 1, right? So we'll put 2, and then for this particular element we'll say 3 into 2 into 1, right? So 3 into this, right? So which is 6. So this is prefix array that we have created, right? So everything before this we will put. So for this one it's 1, for this one it is before 2 is 1, for this one before 3 is 2 into 1, for this one before 4 it's 3 into 2 into 1, right? So we do like that. In the postfix, what we have to do is we have to do from the end. So after this, whatever is there we put. So after 4 there is nothing, so we'll put 1 here, right? Because after 4 there is nothing. Like before this there was nothing, so we put 1. Prefix and postfix is this. For this position, after 3, what is there? We have 4, so we put it here. For this position, which is the second position here, after 2, whatever product is there we will put. So it's 4 into 3, right? So 4 3s are 12. And for this position, after 1, whatever product is there for all elements we will put, right? So we already calculated 12, so we just need to do 12 into 2, which is 24. Okay, and then the result would be the result array that we will calculate will be product of these elements individually. So it will be 24, it will be 12, it will be 8, and it will be 6. So let's see if this is correct. So in this position it's 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24, correct. For this one it's 4 into 3 into 1, which is 12, this is correct. For this position it's 8, and for this position it's 3 2s are 6, right? So this is matching this particular array. So this is the right answer. Now let us see how can we what did we actually do, right? So if you carefully observe, how did we actually create this prefix and postfix array, right? So the first element we already put 1, right? Because there was nothing before this, so we intentionally put 1 here and we put 1 here, right? So for example, this array is a1. The a1 of 0 we actually put 1, right? And a2 of length minus 1 we are putting 1, right, by default. Now the second one, when we have to calculate for this one, what we are doing is we are actually taking the previous thing, and the previous is actually already we know it's 1, right? So we take this value because this is the nums value, nums array, right? This is the nums array. So what we are doing is we are taking this value, the previous value, because we have to calculate in the second position. So this is the previous position, right? And then we are putting it here. So the previous of this is 1, right? So let's think about it. Let's think about it. So what we are doing, we are taking previous of this, and the first is 1. The second one is actually we are taking previous and we are putting it as 1. Now let's take the second index. In the second index we are actually taking the nums of 2. So we take nums of 2 if we have to do array of 3, right? So in this position we have to calculate till this point, whatever is the product, right? So we are actually taking nums of 2, right? And but we know this is nums of 2 only. How do we know that what is there before this, right? So that is prefix. So we have to put prefix here. How do we calculate prefixes? We'll see it in this position, right? Because so if we do this for 4 position, we have to calculate product till here, right? So as per this we will do nums of 3, okay? So till 4 position we will do this, right? So we will do 3 here, but then we have to know what is there before this, right? So which is 2 into 1. So somehow we have to store the previous value which is occurring into something which is called as prefix, right? Prefix, initially we put it to 1, right? So what we have to do is this 2 into 1, if you see, was the value of this, right? So a2 was 2 into 1. So we have to assign prefix as a of I. So once we are done with calculating a of I, we have to assign this value into prefix so that it can be used later on, right? I think let's try to be more clear with this because it can be confusing. We have 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So if we have to calculate prefix array, okay, the way we will do it is we will start from, so this is nums, right? And then this is a new, so this is a new array, right? Not prefix, but this is new array that we are calculating, right? So this is a1, right? So a of let's make it ap, right? So ap of 0 we already put as 1, right? So prefix initially is 1, okay? Now when we have to calculate this one, this, okay, this second position, right? So what we do, we take the first one, which is 1, okay, and then we multiply it with the prefix, Okay, now when we have to do this one, okay, for this position we take 2, okay, and then we multiply it with the prefix. Now prefix will be 1 into 1, okay, so 2 into 1 into 1. Now when we take this one, before that we change the prefix to 2 into 1 into 1, which is 2, okay. So when we take the last one, we take this element 3, okay, into prefix, which is 2 into 1 into 1, and we know 3 into 2 into 1, right? So this is how we do it. So the program that we'll say is, we'll have a for loop, okay. The for loop will start from I equals to 1, okay, and it will go till this point. So nums dot length I plus plus, okay, and now what will happen is we will calculate AP of I, right? So AP of I, because AP of 0, we'll put AP of 0 as 1, right? So this is actually 1, because before this there is nothing, so we'll default it to 1, right? So now with AP of 1 in this one, we will do nums of 0, okay, this one, into prefix, and then whatever prefix is there, we will do AP of I, right? So this prefix is being assigned, and this will be the loop that we will generate the prefix array, right? And the same will happen to the postfix array, but it will be reverse. So if you have 1 2 3 4, in the postfix array we'll start the loop from end. So I equals to a dot length minus 2. Why? Because the last one we'll put it as 1, so we'll start from here, like the final array that we have, right? In this we will put 1 here, so we'll start from this, okay, calculation. So length minus 2 greater than equals to 0, because we have to include this, and I minus minus, okay. So this one, if we have to calculate this, right, this position, so we will take 4, so we will say num of I minus 1, or I plus 1 actually, because we have to move one position, increase one position, right, for I. So it will be this into the post, which is currently 1, and then this is APO of I, okay, and then PO, post or postfix, it will be equals to AP of I, right? So it will go from like this to this, and finally when we have this, we will multiply them, right? Okay, so let's try to code this. So we'll say public static, let's put void right now, and say product except self, and we'll say int nums. Now what we'll do is we'll create int prefix is equals to 1, int postfix equals to 1. Let's create two array, int arr int pre-arr equals to new int, and it would be nums dot length, and in post arr is equals to new int nums dot length, right? Now we'll create a prefix array. So we'll do int I equals to 1, I is less than nums dot length I plus plus. Here we'll do pre arr of 0 as 1, so we'll initialize it to 1. Now what we'll do is we'll do pre arr of I is equals to nums of I minus 1 into prefix, and then prefix equals to pre arr of I, right? So this is what would be the prefix. Similarly we'll do postfix. So post pos arr of nums dot length minus 1 would be 1. Then we'll do for int I equals to nums dot length minus 2, I is greater than equals to 0, I minus minus. And now what we have to do is we have to do pos arr of I is equals to nums of I plus 1 into postfix. Okay, okay, it's postfix, and postfix equals to pos arr of I, right? So we put the last element as 1, and then we started from the second last, and we say nums of I plus 1, that would be 4, and then postfix and assign the postfix. Okay, now what we have to do is we just have to calculate the nums of I is equals to, we just create a product PRR of I into pos arr of I, right? And then we can just return nums. So we'll just return nums. Oh, sorry, we'll just return int. So now let's make our function, and we'll use the same array, which is 1 2 3 4, and let's make it an array, and I want to see what is the output. So we'll do system.out.print arrays.toString, and then we call this function, yes, import it, and product of array and nums. Okay, so let's see if it works. Okay, it's working fine. Awesome. So the space time complexity for this, as we know, is O of n, right? And space complexity is also O of n, right? So this is a prefix and postfix method. I hope I am able to make you guys understand how this is working. Thank you so much. Till the next time.